It is exactly 4 o'clock East African time. I trust you're having yourself a wonderful Thursday, although already here in Nairobi. How is it in where you're watching us from? Welcome to News Now. My name is George Maringa, right here on TV47, the home of untold stories. Here is a sneak peek of what's making headlines. Among the top stories making headlines at this hour, weeks after the demise of the former CDF General Francis Ogola, the president has appointed a new CDF amid a raft of changes in the KDF. Agriculture CS Mithika Linturi faces heady winds of censure after Parliament approves motion to impeach him over major scandals at the Agriculture Ministry. Plus, matters coming to a head as both sides appear to inch towards a deal, even as hardline stances throw spanners in the works. We thank you for choosing TV47 to inform you. I'm at George Maringa _ across the social media platforms. To our top story, where President Dr. William Ruto has today, Thursday, the 2nd of May, appointed General Charles Muriu Kahariri as the new Chief of Defense Forces, CDF. Kahariri was serving as Lieutenant General before his promotion to the rank of General. He was also serving as the Vice Chief of Defense Forces prior to his appointment. However, he served as CDF in the acting capacity after the death of General Francis Ogola. Additionally, Ruto appointed Major General John Mugaravai Omenda as the Vice Chief of Defense Forces. Consequently, he was promoted to the rank of Lieutenant General. Until his appointment, Lieutenant General John Mugaravai Omenda was the Kenya Air Force commander. Further, the president has posted Major General Fatuma Gaiti Ahmed to Kenya Air Force as commander. Other appointments that have been made include the following: Major General Thomas Njoroge Ng'ang'a, who was posted to the National Defense University and appointed Deputy Vice Chancellor of Administration and Finance. On the other hand, Brigadier Peter Nyamu Githinji was promoted to Major General and appointed Senior Directing Staff, Air at National Defense College. Also promoted to the position of Major General was Brigadier Jatani Kampare Gula. He was also named as the new Managing Director of the Kenya Meat Commission. Brigadier George Okumu was also promoted to Major General and appointed Managing Director of Kenya Ordnance Factories Corporation and Food Processing Factory. Meanwhile, Brigadier Samuel Kosgei Kipkorir was appointed as Deputy Commander of Kenya Air Force. Absolutely, we shall be getting you more details of that, including that major milestone, the appointment of Major General Fatuma to the position of the Major General Fatuma Gaiti Ahmed as commander, the first female commander of the Kenya Air Force. Now, Agriculture CS Mithika Linturi is under siege because the motion to remove Agriculture CS Mithika Linturi from office has gained momentum after Parliament voted to approve it. 149 MPs voted yes, 36 voted no, enabling it to proceed to a select committee made up of 11 members who will listen to the impeachment motion against Agriculture CS Mithika Linturi. The 11 names, rather the select committee, shall comprise of 6 members from Kenya Kwanza, 4 from Azimio, and 1 from Jubilee. The 11 names will be subjected to a vote in the House, and the mover of the motion, Bumula MP Wamboka Wanami, termed the development as a win for the nation. CS Linturi is under fire over the recent fertilizer scandal.
Before I put the question, order. Before I put the question, you know, this is a motion that has constitutional guidance as to the threshold of the vote. So once I put the question, we'll not have a voice vote. We'll proceed to ring the bell, and I direct that the bell will ring for 5 minutes. Once we close the ringing, we draw the bars, And I did direct you earlier on that we must save the House's time by voting electronically. I hope you have your gadgets working. Order, honorable members. Now I'll put the question, and you have your order paper. I will not read the particularized charges. I'll only read the main charges. That pursuant to the provisions of Article 152(6) of the Constitution and Standing Orders 64(1)A and 66, this House resolves that the President dismisses the Honorable Franklin Mithika Linduri from the office of Cabinet Secretary for the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development on the following grounds. Order. Order. 1. Gross violation of the Constitution. Gross violation of Article 46 of the Constitution. Gross violation of Article 73 of the Constitution. Gross violation of Article 201 of the Constitution. Gross violation of Article 232 of the Constitution. Serious reasons for believing that the Cabinet Secretary has committed a crime under national law. A. Serious reasons for believing the Cabinet Secretary has committed a crime under Sections 100 and 101 of the Penal Code, Cap 63. Serious reasons for believing the Cabinet Secretary has committed a crime under Sections 353 and 355 of the Penal Code, Cap 63. Gross misconduct, which is that the Minister has failed to exercise public trust in the best interest of the people of Kenya, and this amounts to gross misconduct, contrary to Section 8 of the Leadership and Integrity Act, Cap 185C, has failed in the performance of his duties to the best of his ability to carry out the duties of the office efficiently and honestly, and to carry out the duties in a transparent and accountable manner, and this amounts to gross misconduct, contrary to Section 10A and B of the Leadership and Integrity Act, Cap 185C, has failed to demonstrate professionalism in carrying out duties of the office.
Absolutely, and we will keep you updated with the latest development from Parliament. The Health Committee in Parliament is organizing a meeting involving the Doctors' Union and the Council of Governors to achieve a solution to the doctors' strike, which has entered the 50th day today. Let's catch a glimpse of how this is going.
You know, the Labour people have just given an advisory opinion. I don't know whether you listened to it.
I was responding to...
Have you listened to what the Labour Union, the Labour...
Yes, I listened, Chair.
I've said. And that's what we are trying to find out how to deal with you, because in view of what the advisory opinion from the Labour Minister of Labour Commissioner, one, you've not recorded your dispute. It's not recorded. Yeah. So I'm finding it difficult to admit your submissions. We want to. That's why we are seeking some legal opinion on how to go about it. Just hold on.
Chair, I know Chair can listen as he consoles. My only concern, Ministry of Labour through the Chair, these gentlemen are saying from 2020 they have been requesting for a recognition agreement. How long should it take? Should it take until Jesus comes back? Or how long should it take for the recognition by the... Dr. Sakini is... I like maintaining eye contact with the witness. My apologies, Dr. Sakini. What I'm just asking, the Ministry of Labour, they are saying from 2020, they have been requesting to have recognition agreement. How long should it take to have one? Or the Ministry of Labour was on recess for some time?
Chair.
Chair, I want us to, Senator Gerard Gay. You know, we want to help this.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying. Maybe you can get them through the chair.
Yes.
Then it becomes easy. If it is 6
because
months,
for one,
3 months,
they need first recognition agreement.
Within which period? That is important.
And that's what we need to. You have to have a recognition agreement. That's how we want to help you, so that you can be able to register.
Absolutely. Now, a section of UDA parliamentarians from Kiambu County, led by Kiamba MP Njuguna Kawanjiku, Thika MP Alice Nganga, and Limuru MP John Kirago have called upon the Ministry of Education to extend the school's reopening date from Monday 6th to a later date. Speaking in Kiamba constituency during bursary disbursement, the legislators said many parts of the country have been affected by floods, saying that parents would be reticent to send their children to far-off areas while many roads are impassable. Parents echoed these sentiments, saying they are not willing to send their children to far-off schools without knowing the fate and conditions of their learning institutions.
Would like to make suggestions to the minister. You know, we know he made some pronouncement the other day at midnight. Some students had gone to school. So we are calling upon the minister to make sure at least to push the day that the students are supposed to go back to school. You know, he said that they would go back to school on Monday. But you can tell the meteorological department gave out a report and they say that this lane is going to be here with us for another 1 month. So we are calling upon the minister to delay the opening of schools, maybe with that 1 month, because it is very disheartening, it is very frustrating for a parent to know that the child is in school. Then you hear some news that you know a certain school where your child go to school has been taken over by water.
On the need base, we wait until we see whether the rains will dry off. If the rains dry off, then our children can go back to school. If the rains continue, I'll say we'd rather have our children at home. We value our children more than even them going to school. We value them. We'd rather have them at home rather than opening on Monday until we are sure that when they go back to school, that all is well.
Ningewauliza wafanye assessment ya muhimu kuangalia ya kwamba hata Monday watoto wetu watakuwa safe kwenda shule, kwa sababu tunajua nchi hii watoto wengi wanasafiri bali kwenda shule.
Away from that, a somber mood engulfed residents of Kamologon in West Pokot County during the burial of a 7-year-old girl, Charlene Julianza, who was killed by bandits while looking after their animals along the West Pokot and Elgeyo-Marakwet border last week. Speaking at the burial, local leaders of Kamalong in Pokot South Sub-County are pleading with the government to act quickly and deploy the Kenya Defence Forces KDF officers to the area to assist in addressing security-related issues in the area.
Ya leo tuna huzuni kubwa sana kwa sababu ya huyu mtoto aliwawa juzi na hao majangili kutoka sehemu ya Marakwet.
Na hii ni area ya Mbakani, na mtoto aliyewawa ni mzee anaitwa Juliasia, na ni mtoto ya mwaka 6, msichana ambaye alikuwa anachunga mifuko. Hao wauni wakaweza kumfamia na kumiminia risasi.
Nataka askari waletwe hapa Kabushi. Isikuwe askari wanakaa huko juu Kamele. Na wakati wanakaa Kamele hata wasikii mlio wa risasi. Kitambo wafikirie wakuje Kabushi, wanachukua zaidi ya masaa 6 ama 5.
Jambo lingine nataka kusema kwa viongozi ya Marakwet ya kwamba waunde ile kamati ambayo tulikuwa tumekubaliana ya kwamba kamati kutoka upande wa Marakwet, kamati kutoka upande wa Pokot wa amani wawekwe ili waweze kushughulikia mambo ya amani.
Absolutely. 2 Italian nationals have been charged for allegedly obtaining 32 million shillings by false pretense from 2 fellow Italians at Rafiki-Tamu Resort in Watamu, Kilifi County. The accused were arraigned at Kilifi Law Courts and denied the charges leveled against them. Kilifi Law Courts Chief Magistrate Julius Mukut Nangea ruled that the accused would be released on a 2 million bond each, and that if they chose to deposit cash bill, each of them should give the court a Kenyan contact to get in touch with if they failed to show up in court.
Primary consideration in deciding whether or not to release an accused person on bond or bail is whether there are sufficient guarantees for his or her attendance in court for trial. Even foreigners are entitled to such release on reasonable bond terms as stated in the Constitution. Each of the accused persons will therefore execute bond of the sum of Kenya shillings 3 million, together with 1 Kenyan charity each of the same amount. Alternatively, each may deposit cash bail in the sum of Kenya shillings 2 million. If the accused persons choose to deposit cash bail, each one of them will provide 1 Kenyan contact person, which the court may reach out to in the event they fail to appear in court. And in my view, this is a reasonable safeguard that does not otherwise infringe the accused person's constitutional right to bond or bail, so the court gives ruling accordingly.
Now, as a way of curbing drug abuse and lack of employment, youths drawn from the coast region are participating in a technology innovation activity taking place at the Swahili Port Hub. The annual event brings together youth who showcase different innovations and how they can be used to solve emerging issues in the society. They are also empowered on how to create employment opportunities for themselves and fellow youth. Speaking during the 5th edition, Swahili Port Chief Mentor Mohamud Noor has urged youths to take part in the solution-based innovation and technology activities as the world has shifted from analog jobs. However, the government has been called upon to set up favorable policies that will see the innovations being incorporated in the government's long-term plans. Since the start of the event, more than 4,000 youth have been mentored.
Tazama yetu kubwa sana ni kupatia fursa wa pwani na hususan vijana ili tuwe tunaangazia pwani kwa mazuri. Mara mingi wakati tunaangazia pwani, tunasema kuna vijana wana mapanga, kuna vijana kama wiki jana wako kule Haile Selassie Avenue, lakini sisi azma yetu ni kuuza pwani kwa uzuri, kupatiana stories ambazo zinapatiana matumaini, kupatiana habari ambazo zinaonesha kuwa wapwani wana njia za kujikimu wao wenyewe na kuandika watu wengine kazi, na pia kuleta wale watu wote ambaye nawaita experts kwa mambo ya teknolojia, experts kwa mambo ya biashara. Sio tu wale ambao wanatoka Nairobi na Afrika, lakini watu naleta watu kutoka ulimwengu mzima ili waingiliane na hawa vijana, kwa sababu kama kuna kitu kubwa sana ambayo sisi tunasukuma kama Swahili Port Hub ni ile kuunganisha watu ambao wamebobea na wale vijana wetu.
Be guiding the innovators the best innovations to go ahead and patent their ideas, and from there they'll be able to commercialize.
Now, residents of Ndonyo Njero were relieved months ago when President Ruto upgraded the loan route connecting Ndonyo Njero to Kwamaito. A year later, the 30-kilometer road that was scheduled to be completed within 10 months, as commanded by the president, is still in poor condition due to the contractor's absence on the site. According to residents and business owners, the contractor's incompetence has caused water stagnation on the main road and street during this rainy season, hindering transportation from Olkalau to Engineer Town. Locals are now pleading with the government to complete the remaining distance, asking Kipchumba Murkomen CS Transport to guarantee that the contractor completes the necessary work to resolve the current situation.
Hapa nyuma yetu kuna biashara, lakini hauwezi vuka kwa zile mitaro zilichibuliwa, barabara ndio itengenezwa zikaachwa tu hivyo. Tunaelekea kupata magonjwa kupitia hii maji juu, pipes zimevujika, zinaingia maji chafu, sewage inachanganyika na ile maji safi, inakuwa mbaya wakati sasa mvua inanyesha. Hata saa hii iko karibu kunyesha. Hakuna gari inaweza hata peleka mtu hospitalini. Kuna mgonjwa yenye habezi hata bebwa na motorbike. Hata hizo motorbike juu ya hizi mashimo zikijaa maji hakuna mwenye anaweza kubali kubebwa na hizo motorbike.
Na tunajua tarehe 6 April last year hii barabara ilianzishwa rasmi na rais na akatoa executive order kusema itaisha na miezi 10. Lakini baada ya rais kuondoka, aliyepewa kandarasi alianza kuchimba ovyo ovyo, na kwa muda mchache akachukua tingatinga zake na kuacha barabara ikiwa bofu hata kushinda vile ilikuwa mbeleni.
The Kenya National Highways Authority, KENHA, held a public participation to sensitize Malaba residents on the consequences of encroachment, building along road reserves and littering. Speaking during the sensitization exercise, Engineer Joyce Koskei noted that they will continue to remain vigilant to ensure all structures constructed on road reserves are demolished to improve drainage and ease traffic snarl-up along Eldoret-Malaba Highway.
All the way to Kisii.
Authority, we encourage people, if you have any construction along the road reserve, and if you are not sure about the boundary, come to us and also join the county.
Tukakubaliana nao during a duration ya time, hizo kalabati zitolewe, zijengwe kwa standard ambayo KENHA ina set.
Na KENHA haja tunahakikisha kwamba hakuna illegal structures kwa road reserve. Manager